Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everything Football. Best midfielders in the game. That is what you're going to be talking about in this one. But before that, as always, a couple of things. If you haven't joined the Everything Football League, the code is in the description, or the link is in the description, and also the code is on screen right now. That is 127MNI6R01. So make sure to join the league. And also, if you're interested in more content and also your team to be reviewed and rated, and I give you ideas on your team and everything, you can join the Patreon as well. The link is in the description. I've talked about the best secret gems in the game this season. Also, the second draft is out there as well. I'll also do a video on the best differentials, and also I'm going to be giving you 3 midfielders in this video. I've talked about basically talked about like 10 other midfielders on there as well. So make sure to join there if you're interested in supporting the channel as well. So let's get straight to it. First midfielder, literally, I've talked about this guy. This is the third video I mentioned this guy in that. So that basically means you have to have this guy. In fact, he was already in the must own assets video, and his name is Jude Bellingham. You just have to have him. Like at the time of recording, he's the most owned player in the game. He's selected by 73%, and I'm expecting that to rise to around like 75% by the time the deadline hits on Tuesday. He's played 4 La Liga matches this season. He scored 5 goals and assisted 1. I'm pretty sure he scored in all 4 of those games. So he's adapted immediately, and he's at his age. If you're forgetting about UCL fantasy for a second, I think he's going to really shine for Real Madrid. And Real Madrid are always going to be in the Champions League. So this is an asset I can see us using for the next couple of years as well. The way we did with the likes of Messi and Benzema and all those guys, we usually had to have them like every single season. I think Bellingham is going to turn out to be that kind of asset as well. I couldn't believe when he was priced at 7.5 million. I mean, maybe the UCL fantasy game didn't know he's going to like play as a false nine and everything, but the fact that he's playing as a false nine, I think is going to get a lot of points. Last season for Dortmund, he played really well. I think he got 4 goals and 1 assist, and that was for Dortmund. I think they reached the last 16. Real Madrid are probably going to get further than that. And in their group, they have Union Berlin in the first game at home. I can definitely see Jude Bellingham scoring in that one. They'll also have Napoli. That is a tough game, but I'm not expecting it to be 0-0. Like Napoli, Real Madrid will probably be like 3-2. So both teams will probably score, and Bellingham could get an assist or a goal as well. And also the last team in that group is Braga. So I can see Bellingham really shining in all those matches. And a few other points on Jude Bellingham. I mean, since we recorded that video for the must-own players where I talked about him, the international break was on, and in that international break, he scored and assisted against Scotland. Yes, he scored a goal and also assisted, and the assist for Harry Kane was absolutely incredible. So since then, he's gotten 2 more goal contributions, be it for his country. So in total, if you count those 5 goals and 1 assist for his club, and also that 1 goal and 1 assist, basically that's like 8 goal contributions in the last 5 games. That is incredible. And Union Berlin is coming up next week. That is a game that I'm 100% sure is going to start, and I'm also certain is going to get an attacking return, a goal, or maybe even 2 attacking returns or 3, who knows. But Jude Bellingham is my first pick in terms of best midfielders. There's a lot of value in that pick. Like we've already seen what he's done this season. He's already settled in. His price is really good as well. His ownership, like if you don't have him, like let's say you don't have Jude Bellingham and then he gets a goal and 2 assists, like on that first game against Union Berlin, in that first game against Union Berlin, all of a sudden you're left behind. So he's even more selected than Haaland right now. So that shows you something. Jude Bellingham, 7.5 million midfielder, I think is a very good pick, and that is my first pick in midfield. Second pick, by the way, I'm going to be telling you other picks like in the middle for those ones who are watching until the end. In fact, I'm actually going to tell you right now. I mean, there's some other people who already left the video. So for you who's still watching, this guy's not included in the list of 3, but I think Rodrigo as well from Real Madrid could be a very good option. He's 9 million. It's pretty expensive, but he's very lowly owned. I think it's owned by like 4% or something stupid like that. So if you want Rodrigo Vinicius injured, I think Rodrigo could be good as well from Real Madrid. See, that's for the ones who are still watching the video right now. But let's go to number 2, the asset, number 2 midfield asset that I have chosen for this video. Marcus Thuram from Inter Milan, the guy on the thumbnail. Now, the one thing that the couple of things, just like Jude Bellingham, his price is very good, like 6.5 million midfielder. Now, the best thing about him, we love a player who's basically put down as a defender and he's playing in midfield, or put down as a midfield and then he plays as a forward player. We've never really had a goalkeeper and then plays in defense, but you know what I mean, like a player who's playing out of position. Absolutely incredible. He is a midfielder in the game, but for Inter Milan this season, he has been playing as a striker next to Lautaro Martinez. That is absolutely incredible. 6.5 million for a player playing for Inter Milan, a team that is doing very well already this season. They've not considered a goal. They've won their games this season. Last season, they reached the Champions League final. Already in those matches, last game against Fiorentina, he scored a goal and got an assist as well. He took 6 shots in that match again. You want a player who's going to be kind of greedy. As FPL managers and UCL fantasy managers, we want players who are going to be greedy and shoot the ball all the time and probably create more chances and all that. And for a midfielder who's playing as a forward player, is playing for a good Inter Milan side next to Lautaro Martinez. He likes taking shots. He got an assist and a goal in the last game against Fiorentina. I think that is quite good. And on top of that, there was an international break the other day. He went to France and he scored against Republic of Ireland. I think that was his first goal for France. So he is on form right now. Very, very good form. The other games in the league in Serie A, he also got an assist against Cagliari. And then he rarely plays 90 minutes. But against Monza in the first game, he played 67 minutes. Against Cagliari, he played 77 minutes. And in the last game against Fiorentina, he played 70 minutes. So he doesn't usually get 90 minutes. But those 60 to 7 minutes, I don't think is the end of the world, especially if they're playing on the Tuesday. If he gets maybe an assist only and you feel like you have a better player on the bench, you can always take them off. But I think for that kind of price for a midfielder who's playing as a forward, you basically have. So if you're playing a 4-3-3 like in the game, and then you have Marcus Thuram in your midfield, like playing up front, basically you have a 4-2-4. Basically, you have 4 forward players. If you have the likes of Haaland and another 2 strikers, and then Marcus Thuram is also playing as a forward player, you basically have 4 strikers in your team, and Marcus Thuram would be getting an extra point for scoring, and also him playing as a forward doesn't even matter. Like if his team keeps a clean sheet, he gets an extra point as well. So I think this is a very, very good pick. He's only selected by 4% at the time of recording, so he's also a differential. And on top of that, his group, Real Sociedad away, Benfica at home, and Salzburg at home. Now, I don't think that group is as easy as people are making it look like, but I would expect them to win, especially the home games, and they do keep a lot of clean sheets as well. But that is for the defenders video. If you haven't checked it out, it's already on the page. Real Sociedad away is not going to be easy, but I can't see it being 0-0, just as I said about Real Madrid and Napoli earlier on. That is a game that could be like 2-2 or 3-2 to someone. Although Inter Milan do keep a lot of clean sheets, but in this particular game, I think Real Sociedad will probably score as well. So I can see it 2-1 or something like that. So Marcus Thuram hopefully can get a return. So that is my second pick in terms of midfield. I think both of them, Bellingham and Thuram, very, very good in terms of value. The third and final pick I am going to go for in this one, another one, if you're still watching, I think the likes of Bukayo Saka and Bruno Fernandes are not bad as well. I mean, Saka takes the penalties, Bruno takes the penalties, but that is if you want the Arsenal player and the Man United player. There's a lot of very good midfielders, but they are very lowly owned, especially, okay, I mean, not like lowly owned, like less than 5%. No, like they're not owned by like 50-60% of the likes of Bellingham. And I think Saka and Bruno will probably do well for their teams in the Champions League. So that is my other pick for the ones who are still watching right now. The third pick I've gone for is Leroy Sané. Now, I'm actually just watching the Bayern Munich game as I'm recording this. Harry Kane has scored, by the way. Owned by only 8%. It's going to cost you 9 million. Leroy Sané is only owned by 8%. Last season, he scored 48 points. The previous season before that, 2021-22 season, he was incredible. I think he was like the highest scoring player in the game that campaign. So he has the Champions League basically, what's the word I'm looking for? Pedigree. He has the Champions League pedigree. I'm not talking about Triple H, but he has the Champions League pedigree. Like we've seen him doing it in the Champions League already. This season, he's played 3 games and scored 3 goals in the Bundesliga. I mean, they are currently playing their 4th game, so that could change. He might score in that one as well. He's played 90 minutes twice. I think the other game he played more than 70 minutes, but he got subbed off. International break. During the international break, they played against France and Japan. and he scored in both games as well for Germany. So he's on form this season. His group, he has Man United, Copenhagen, and Galatasaray. The thing is, people expect the Man United game to be hard. Yes, they'll probably like give them a game, but Man United away from home against the bigger teams the last couple of seasons, away at Arsenal, away at Man City, away at Liverpool, they usually get smashed. Like 7 goals at Liverpool, 6 goals at Man City. They lost this one to Arsenal already. They lost this one away to Tottenham already. So they usually have a bad away record against the top teams. Brighton, Brentford, you mentioned it. They've probably lost that game the last couple of seasons. Sorry to the Man United fans, but it is fact. So for Bayern Munich, I literally actually don't expect them to get less than 3 goals in that game. I don't know if it's going to be 3-1 or 3-2 or something, but Bayern are definitely going to score 3+ goals in that game. Like that is one of my predictions already. So wait for the tip show. We'll be giving my predictions for all the matches later on. I think that will be like on Sunday or something. I will post that. So Leroy Sané is my third pick in terms of midfielders. I think he has a pedigree. He's very good. Bayern Munich always a good team. In the other games, Copenhagen and Galatasaray, both of them will be away the second and third game, but I think he's still going to deliver. Like I can see him scoring a lot of goals. And last season, there was a lot of rotation with him and Mane and Coman and all those guys, Nabry, but this season he's starting all the games, so that is a good thing as well. So let me know which midfielders are you picking amongst these three. For me, it's so hard to pick, man. Like I literally have like another 10 midfielders in my mind. Like I'm an Arsenal fan. I want to go for an Arsenal midfielder as well. There's players from Man City. There's other players from Real Madrid like Valverde. Like it's very tough to pick this season's midfield. But I'm going for Bellingham, Thuram, and Sané in this one. Let me know which you're going for, which one you're going for. I've done videos for defenders. They're on screen right now, defenders and the goalkeepers videos. Make sure to check them out. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.